Everyone, hello. Welcome to the Niner Sickness podcast show. I hope everybody's having a good time. We are here to talk football Friday. We're 2 days away from actual playing an actual game that counts. Looking forward to that. We have so much to talk about. We're going to break down the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to talk about key matchups between the Niners and the Cardinals and what you want to see. So without any further ado, let me bring in my boy, the one and only Florida Mike. What's up, Florida Mike?
What up, what up, what up? Bang, bang, on again. You see it on the hat.
That's the way we do it, man. That's my boy, Florida Mike. So we're gonna talk. Arizona Cardinals. We're gonna talk 49ers. We're gonna break down scenarios for you guys, and get this ball rolling. Before we start, Mike, let me say hello to the people walking in here real quick. What's up, Joseph? What's going on? Mercy, welcome to the Niner Sickness podcast. What's up, Steve? Eric, Aaron, Kathy, David, what's going on? Larry, how you doing, sir? Donald, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being part of the show. We're going to have some fun. We're going to definitely have some fun tonight. You ready to have some fun there, Mike?
Hey, let's get it, man.
All right. Why did I hold on real quick? Okay, much better. I was looking at my other screen and I'm seeing the Boston Hater. I'm like, when did he jump on here? So, are you ready, Mike? Football is around the corner. It officially started yesterday with the Kansas City beating the sorry, pitiful, terrible Texans. I don't know what they were thinking when they let DeAndre Hopkins go, but they sure needed him last night.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from what I hear, they had some coaching drama with him and Hopkins, the coach from the Texans. I don't know all the details, but you know, when you lose a player that caliber, it's definitely going to put a significant dent on your roster, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But yeah, I mean, to me, I feel like NFL don't start until the 49ers play. So that's how I feel. NFL is the National 49er League. But yeah, we'll see, man. I'm ready for Sunday.
Right on. And we have our boy Nathaniel, the Boston Hater himself, in the comments. What's up, Boston? How you doing, sir? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, big shout out to the bros, Boston Hater and Eric E. Man. They weren't able to jump on tonight, but me and Beto holding it down for the squad. But we got our total of four of us normally on the podcast, man, holding it down. So we're gonna rep this thing from one Sunshine State to another, Florida to Cali.
That's correct. Give me 1 second.
Big shout out to all the viewers, man. I can't see the comments, but I know you out there chatting, and I appreciate you. If you're showing love, and even if you ain't showing love, it's all good, man. Appreciate you chiming on either way.
Yes, sir. Let's see here. Mercy, how you doing? I believe this is your first time here. I don't recognize your name. If it is, welcome to the Niner Sickness podcast. We
Don't let
appreciate
it be
you.
your last time.
Clarify that.
No, I said don't let it be the
Oh,
last time.
don't let it be. I heard you say let it be your last one. I'm like, clarify that because I'm like, okay, don't let it be. Got you. What's up, Aaron? How you doing, sir? Welcome, Eric Boss, Bang Bang Niner Gang. So we are playing Sunday afternoon, 1:25 Pacific Standard Time. I'm looking forward to the game. What is one of the things before we get into depth about the Arizona Cardinals matchups? What is one of the things you're looking forward on Sunday's game, Mike?
Well, on the defensive side of the ball, for starters, I'm looking forward to seeing a pass rush with D Ford finally being there, available week 1, and how is because we didn't have D Ford when we played the Cardinals last time. So I'm looking forward to seeing how is D Ford, going to be like available. How is his presence going to be there, and how we contain Kyler Murray for the duration of the game. That's what I'm looking forward to, getting that pressure. For the offensive side of the ball, I'm looking forward to seeing the guys that are the unknowns that have a lot of potential, like the Trent Taylors and the Jared McKinnons. I'm looking forward to seeing them. So it's going to be an exciting game. I know that we're not going to have. I hear we're not having Deebo Samuel in the opener.
No.
So that's just more opportunity for other guys to eat and show what they can do. Dante Pettis, if you want to play more, you want to be a part of this team going forward, now is the time. These are the opportunities that you will not get unless Deebo Samuel's out, because quite frankly, Deebo has shown more than you. So this is an opportunity for you to say, hey, I've been here. I have the talent. I can play in this league. Let me show my worth and value. And game 1 is where you're going to get it at. Feast on the Cardinals, you might have a say-so.
Yeah, that's correct. I hear you. Yeah, it was officially ruled out that Deebo Samuel is not going to play. You know what? To be honest with you, as much as we are looking forward to seeing Deebo Samuel play, we all want to see him play, of course. I think the Niners are doing the right thing by keeping him out of the lineup this week. He hasn't, since he got hurt, he hasn't done any practices. He hasn't done anything. A good week of practice for him for the next game against the Jets will probably be more appropriate for him. Ease him back in instead of trying to throw him in there. Now, Brandon Ayuk, he's still a toss-up. I don't know if he's going to play, but he wasn't ruled out. So he may start. But the truth is, I want to, like you said, I want to see Dante Pettis step up. I want to see Kendrick Bourne step up. And then I also want to see, who I'm looking forward to seeing, honestly, are 2 players, Mike. I want to see Trent Taylor, in the slot. I want to see him play and see how Kyle Shanahan's going to use him. And another player that I want to look forward to seeing is Jarrett McKinnon in the backfield. I think with those 2 guys there, and then we can't forget about Jordan Reed. I don't think we need Deebo. It's nice to have him, but I don't think we need him for week 1 to handle our business against Arizona's not so good secondary. And hopefully we can prevail on Sunday. But I think with just the guys that I mentioned, Trent Taylor, Jordan Reed, and Jarrett McKinnon will be enough to carry us over in the absence of Deebo. And if Brandon Ayuk plays, then we'll see what he can do.
Absolutely, right on, spot on.
So I'm not concerned myself too much about Deebo right now. If he was going to be out for a few games, then maybe. But I think keeping him on the shelf, give him another week to get ready would be good for us, most definitely. I can't wait for the game planning. I really can't. I can't wait to see Kyle Shanahan mastermind utilize George Kittle and Jordan Reed. Now, the Cardinals went in and got drafted Simmons out of Clemson because they needed somebody other than Buddha to cover George Kittle. And we added Jordan Reed to the mix. And a healthy Jordan Reed, Mike, if he is healthy and stays healthy and becomes productive in our offense, I'm looking forward to what he can do. He's a great route runner. He brings up separation. He's a vet, an ex-Pro Bowler. So, he's not a young buck. He's experienced with corners. So I can't wait to see how we utilize Jordan Reed combination with the George Kittle and then bringing Jared McKinnon in the outfield as a pass catcher. It's going to be exciting to watch Sunday, brother.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I think week 1 is going to be very interesting. There's a lot of new additions on both sides. So from the draft and from off season, they got Hopkins and they drafted, and we got, Trent Williams and we drafted IU. So there's and Ken Law. So like there's a lot of new changes for both teams. I still think we're the more experienced team. We got the better team, and I feel like we're the better coach team overall. So I'm expecting to win. Even without Debo Samuel, I'm expecting a win.
I agree. I agree. And in the comments, it was brought up by Donald that I hope so that we don't postpone our game because of the air quality. Today was about close to the 200 mark, which the Niners won't practice or play in. But I I don't see the game being postponed in a sense where if the air quality is bad, may by Saturday maybe they switch the game over to Arizona, and we play in Arizona. I mean, we're playing without fans anyway, so if the air quality is bad in Santa Clara, do you think that we just postpone it, or do you think they may transfer it over to Arizona and play in Arizona, Mike?
Well, I mean, I think it's a little bit too late to postpone anything at this point. I mean, to transfer anything over at this point. Maybe postponing would be a more suitable option if that's something they're concerned about. I mean, because to switch it up, it's supposed to be in San Francisco, right? Santa Clara, whatever.
Yes.
Okay, so to change the venue the day before, that's not ideal on a team. So perhaps they might postpone it and reschedule that later down the road. Like maybe they just do it later or something. I don't know, but I don't see them doing anything like that. I think they would have made that decision early on as opposed to 24-hour notice. I would hope so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to wake up and say I got to go fly to Arizona tomorrow now.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, with the fires that is going on here in California, Mike, it depends on how the air is, the pollution of the air is on that specific day. So there's no, I just can't, because every day changes. So I can't see the league saying, well, we're going to postpone it on Sunday, today or tomorrow, because they don't know how the air is going to be on Sunday. If it's going to be postponed, it's going to be before game time. In my opinion, it'll be like if game time's at 1:25, by I don't know 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock. If the air looks bad, I think that's when they'll postpone it. Now, if they do postpone it, how does that work? Do they move it towards the end of the year? We play an extra week. I wonder how that, or they just call it a draw. I never seen a game postponed like that. How would it work? So that because every other team's going to play, so I'm curious. How does that work, there, Mike?
Well, I mean, I don't know how that would work. I'm pretty sure that they would adjust. I mean, we have a bye week. Maybe they might substitute our bye week for that game instead, and then we play an extra Thursday or something. I'm not sure, but at this point, they're not really talking about postponing anything, correct?
No.
So that's just somebody being concerned about them postponing. Right at this point, I wouldn't worry about it because there's nothing that they've came out with to indicate that they're going to potentially do that. So, honestly, I'm not worried about it. I'm planning on seeing the game 425 my way, and I'm anticipating a game.
Okay, and just to bring clarification real quick to Eric Davis, I called you 3 times on Skype, sir, and it said that you were unavailable. So me and Mike didn't just get on Skype and got on here. We called you 3 times to say you were unavailable because of the time was, and we're going to keep this to 1 hour. We proceeded to start the show. So my apologies, but yeah, we tried. I don't know what's going on with you and Skype, bro, but it is what it is. What's up, Christian Carver? How you doing, sir? Welcome to the show. Do you think the game will be played? Did we just answer that? Let's see here. So, how you doing, Sparza? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Martin Rodriguez, welcome to the show. They won't postpone it, Martin says. We'll have to wait and see.
Hey, big shout out to that my brother Martin, man. I like him. Martin Rodriguez. Big shout out to him.
Okay, according to Nathaniel, says they will probably find a site and play the following 2 days, Monday night game or something. Okay, I can see that happening. How you doing, Joanne Santos? Welcome to the show. Says I was in the arena for a long time just to put on an event. It takes a lot to behind the scenes work involved. I don't see them switching fields this late in the game. Okay, so she's kind of concurring to what you were saying there, Mike.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you know, you have. If I've never been through, you know, my heart is out with everybody in California. I never been through the fires that you guys experience. We get hurricanes, but not wildfires. But I don't know the severity of it. But I would imagine any type of disaster that you see and that you're experiencing, I would imagine that they would have made preparations to do that earlier if they were going to cancel, transition, or whatnot, not wait, 24 hours before the game when they know that they had wildfires this whole week.
Yeah, no, I hear you. What's up, Renjoy? Welcome to the Niner Sickness podcast show. Says, what's up, Florida Mike? Niner Sickness. I was flying my flags in Modesto and Stockton area. I haven't seen no faithful flying the Niners flags. Is it too early? It's never too early, brother. And if you will come anywhere near my house in my area, you will see some flags flying everywhere. Never too early to represent the red and gold. So, moving on real quick, addressing ourselves to the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday. If I can ask you, Mike, three key matchups that you want to see against your Niners and their Arizona Cardinals, what would it be? Three key positions that you want to see yourself. That if we handle our business in these three key positions, we should win the game.
Well, I mean, I've always believed the game is won in the trenches, so on both sides. So O-line and D-line would definitely get my vote as far as positions. Those two. We handle the line of scrimmage. I mean, we win. Simple as that. We have a high chance of winning, put it like that. The third, if you're going to ask me the third position, I would say quarterback play, obviously. Garoppolo taking care of the ball, managing the game well, and making plays, and everything will take care of itself. The receivers can drop balls here and there. The running backs might fumble or something, but as long as we control the line of scrimmage, I highly doubt that we will beat ourselves, like that. We don't have we had one game last year against the Steelers where we had 5 turnovers. I don't see us doing that, consistently if we're supposed to do in the trenches and the quarterback's taking care of the ball. So I'm fine, man. I really think if we win all 3 of those positions, quarterback does his part and the O-line and D-line dominate, we win.
Okay. That's good. The 3 key positions that I want to see is I want to see Chandler Jones versus Trent Williams.
Are you talking about players or like individuals or
like individuals?
Collective. Oh, okay. My bad. I'm here in position, so I'm thinking kind of like collectively.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, positions. Go for it again.
I'm going to stick to what I said. I mean, if we're going individuals, I would love to see how our center matches up, because that's a critical, spot right now. I think everything on the line is solid, but the center is an individual position that I would look at. Definitely on the D line, I would like I said, I would like to see. I'm gonna be watching D4. I want to see how much of a difference. I believe it's going to have an impact in the difference, but I want to see, hopefully he plays the whole game. He's ready to go. I love to see him go out there and dominate with Bosa. And then thirdly, Jimmy Garoppolo. See how he manages the game.
Okay. So for myself, again, I want to see what Chandler Jones matchup with Trent Williams. Chandler Jones, he's a great pass rusher. He's going to try to get the sack record supposedly this year. That's what he wants to do. We have I believe, in my personal opinion, we have an upgrade in left tackle. No disrespect to Joe Staley and everything that Joe Staley has done for the San Francisco 49ers. But the reality is, at this time of his career, he was diminishing. He was showing his age, his physical, and he had some hiccups in his game. And bringing in Trent Williams, I think, is ideal. So I want to see that matchup, and then I want to see the matchup. Also want to see the matchup between who's going to cover Jordan Reed and George Kittle. Who are they going to put on Jordan Reed? Who are they going to put on Kittle? It's a matchup that I'm looking forward on seeing. And also, I want to see the Sherman versus DeAndre Hopkins. I would love to see that matchup, and let's see who wins the battle between. And my question is too on this is: do you think they're going to move Sherm and have him follow DeAndre Hopkins, or do you think they're going to keep him on the left hand side where he always plays, regardless if they move DeAndre Hopkins to the right side or not? What's your thoughts on that, Mike?
I mean, I just think we're going to do what we normally do. We're going to play collectively as a team and try not to be just simply limited to one-on-one matchups in that way. As fans, we see it as one-on-one when we were mentioning it earlier, but as game planners who are coming out approaching this team, I see us doing everything collectively as a team. You know, when Richard Sherman's out there and we're running zone type schemes, he's going to be in situations to where he's going to put pressure on that quarterback to make decisions, and I'm sure he'll have pass rush to also complement what he already naturally does. So, you know, like I said, it's just going to, you know, what appears to be one-on-one or whatnot, or all these schemes, at the end of the day, it's going to be a collective team effort. If our pass rush is on point, it's not really a whole lot in the secondary that we have to be concerned about. If D Ford and Nick Bosa are doing what they got to do, and in the middle they handling business, you know, we're going to be fine. The thing is, can we contain Kyler Murray on the run? That's what I'm going to be looking out for. You know, we seem to have a problem with mobile quarterbacks. We were fine against pocket passers, but mobile quarterbacks seems to be a little bit of an issue. So hopefully we can do a better job of containing them.
You know, the valid point there, Mike, and I want to just kind of piggyback off of that. Nick Bosa, when he was asked and addressed by the media in one of his press things, they asked him about Kyler Murray, and he said that he has some film on him now. He's seen Kyler Murray. He knows his tendencies. He knows which way he wants to run, what he likes to do. Last year, there was the first time watching him play. So this year, they have a little bit more film on him. It doesn't mean they're going to stop him all the time, but I think, and I'm confident that Nick Bosa is going to be on the hunt after him, and so is D Ford. So I don't think they can stop Murray, but I really believe they can contain him. And if they can contain him, it should be enough for us to win the game.
Absolutely. I mean, the funny thing is, man, I've been hearing people talk about DeAndre Hopkins so much, they have yet to talk about D Ford being back. They have yet to talk about how our defense is going to be better than last year. Because they forget Bosa is 1 year experience. You know, we got Fred Warner supposedly playing, right? Greenlaw got a year under his belt. Like, we have guys that are also going to improve and become better. And I'm confident that our D line is better than their O line. So I'm confident our team is better than their team. So, like, again, DeAndre Hopkins might not even be keep in mind, he's learning a new system.
Correct.
I don't care how great he was in Texas. I mean, how many times has, Odell Beckham switched teams? Is he honestly better in Cleveland than New York?
No, it takes time. It takes time.
Yeah, like, I mean, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, what he did in Texas was fine and dandy, but he's in a new system. He's playing against a totally different team. This ain't the AFC, this the NFC. So, he's going to find out what the NFC Wild West is about. And
come on now.
Our pass rush gets in there to disrupt Murray, it won't even really matter. If we're in the backfield giving Murray problems all day, DeAndre Hopkins is not blocking. DeAndre Hopkins is going to run routes and be like, damn,
correct,
I can't get the ball because you don't have time. So this is why I said I want to see D Ford presence being back. I'm interested to see how his presence being back, because we didn't have him the first two games against the Cardinals last year, and we won without him. Now that he's back and we got more experience and more depth, I'm really excited about D Ford's presence. That's what I'm going to be looking for on the defensive side.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. And he's as healthy as he's going to be. He's feeling good. He's feeling healthy, man. He's fast. He's moving along. Definitely, bringing him and Bosa at the edges, man. It's going to say a lot. And I'm also interested to see how Javon Kinlaw starts off from the get-go. But but I think we're gonna see a lot of DJ Jones or Solomon Thomas in a lot of those plays, in myself, especially in the pass rush. I think they'll take out Javon and put in Solomon Thomas or DJ Jones. There's a question for you, Mike. Renjoy says, Florida Mike, do you think Jarrett McKinnon so better this season, and how many yards he'll make, or how many yards? I guess he's asking how many yards do you think what kind of season Jarrett McKinnon, in a nutshell, is going to have in your opinion?
I mean, it's hard to say. We don't have anything to go off of as he's playing with the San Francisco 49ers. I'm hopeful that he'll have a good season. I'm hoping. But to be honest, I have no evidence to say outside of Minnesota, I can't really use Minnesota because it's not under Kyle Shanahan. Once again, it's a different system. So if I held DeAndre Hopkins to that standard, I'm going to hold Jerry McKinnon to the same standard, to be fair. But I'm hopeful and optimistic that he will have a good season. I don't expect like 1,000-yard rusher from anyone. I don't expect it because we use multiple backs, but we don't need 1,000 yards. If we got three guys running like 800-900 yards a piece, hey, I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? Or close to 800 yards a piece. That's cool. But I believe he's going to have a good season as long as he stays healthy. I mean, the guy has talent. This is why we brought him in. People forget he was going to be our primary running back guy because he went down. Raheem Mostert, sees the opportunity, and now we're thinking about Mostert being that guy. But let's not forget, Jerry McKinnon was our original go-to guy, but he got hurt. So our go-to guy is back. Now let's see if he can live up to those expectations coming back from an injury. I'll say be patient with him, though. He's been out for a couple of years. So, but he might come out week 1. Who knows? Who knows what he's going to do? We're going to find out Sunday.
Yeah, and you make very, very valid points there, Mike. Even though the question was brought up, what's your opinion? It's really unfair for you to answer that, and how could you even answer it? Because there's nothing for us to go based off. I didn't follow McKinnon in Minnesota, and even if we did follow him in Minnesota a little bit, you're right. He hasn't played in Kyle Shanahan's system. So maybe a couple of weeks into the season, maybe by the 4th, 5th week into the season, based on what he's done, maybe we can give a better assessment of what we think he may do and how he's being utilized. But today, to answer that question, it's very unfair for him, and it's unfair for you to answer it. So I like. Oops, you okay there?
Yeah, I just got my mic. Go ahead, man. Keep
Okay,
talking.
okay.
No earthquakes here in Florida, bro.
Just making sure you're all right, bro. So I like that answer. Let's see. Andrew Bourne says, "KB, we trust." Well, he's going to have to definitely step up. I don't see why he wouldn't step up. He's gradually gotten better every year in our system with Kyle Shanahan. So I expect KB to continue to get better, continue to grow in our offense. I don't expect him to have a 1,000-yard season, 800-yard season. I don't think the snaps will be given to him as much with the addition of a Uke. So I just see him, being better, moving the chains, getting a few touchdowns in the red zone. I just don't see KB having what you want to call a breakout year. Not because he's not capable. I just don't think he'll get the opportunities to do so because there's so many mouths to feed and not enough balls to feed them. What's your thoughts on that, Mike?
Well, I think anyone asking that question, you probably would have to ask them what is the root of their question coming from. Are they hoping that we have a 1,000-yard receiver because they're looking for one of these guys to become a number one receiver, big brand name? Because the way our team runs, we probably won't have that. We spread it out and we utilize everyone. Like outside of George Kittle, who's our primary receiving threat, everyone else is a complementary part. So they might not have the big 1,000-yard season, but they might have 700 here, 600 there, 800 here, and it's going to be spread out. And that's excluding what George Kittle might go over, you know what I mean, in his tight end receiving. So honestly, winning is all we care about. I'm not really worried about stats. I'm not worried about what type of season guys are going to have. It's a good season if we win. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for anyone to have a 1,000-yard season. If they get it, great. But if they don't, If our record is a winning record and we were able to get a bye week at the end of the year with this new playoff format, I don't care how many guys you got. If we winning, let's get it done.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. As long as we get into W's, right? That's all that matters.
That's it.
The,
I know teams with these big brand names aren't winning Super Bowls. That I can say. So, if anyone says Kansas City won with big brand names, like their number one receiving threat is a tight end. Um, Tyreek Hill is not their number one. I don't know how people feel about it, but he's not a number one. Travis Kelce is a number one. Their number one receiver. Tyreek Hill is a good complementary part. Sammy Watkins is a good complementary part. Miko, whatever his name is, that other receiver is a good complementary part. But just like San Francisco, George Kittle is our primary number one. Deebo Samuel, good complementary part. Hopefully Ayuk will be a good complementary part. Hopefully Jordan Reed will be a good complementary part. But we got our one big guy, and that's what we do. So, and it happens to be a tight end. So receivers, hey, I don't expect them to outdo George Kittle.
okay. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
For our team. I'm saying for our team.
Give me a second, real quick. That's why. All right. Let's see here, real quick. All right, let me look at some of these questions real quick, and then we'll continue to move on. Adam Laura says Hopkins had a rhythm with Watson in Houston. It's yet to see what rhythm he has with Murray. Yeah, to Mike's point earlier regarding Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins is arguably one hell of a receiver. No arguing that. He's a great receiver, but even a great receiver needs to build chemistry with their quarterback, especially moving to a new system. And then this is the kind of year with the COVID-19 that no OTAs, no preseason game, none of that really took place. They didn't really have that much time to build that chemistry. Now, towards the middle of the year, or maybe by the second time we play the Cardinals, I can see DeAndre Hopkins being more effective, but it's really hard to see him be effective this Sunday with the minimal opportunities he's had with Kyle Murray. So I don't care how good you are, you need reps between you and your quarterback to be in the same page, and I don't think that's going to happen successfully come Sunday. They'll have their catches, but I don't think they're going to go more to Christian, a receiver they're familiar with. They're going to go more to Larry Fitzgerald, a receiver that is more used to that system. I don't be surprised if DeAndre Hopkins doesn't get that many balls thrown his way. He'll get some, but I don't think he'll be that player that we have to totally lose sleep over, because keep an eye on DeAndre Hopkins. I don't think at least not for the first game of the week. Mike, what's your thoughts?
I mean, who knows, man? I'm sure they got him. They're going to use him, obviously. But who cares? They got him. We understand that. So I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about how we execute. If we execute, it doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter if he's playing, he's out there. All that's irrelevant to me. It's about, are we doing what we're supposed to do? Are we getting to the quarterback? Are we pressuring him to where he has to make quicker reads and quicker decisions? Kyler Murray's in year 2. So he's not Deshaun Watson right now. He's still upcoming, but Deshaun Watson is a hell of a quarterback on another level right now. So when he's able to squeeze those balls into Hopkins at Texas and make quicker reads and quicker decisions, he has that experience. Kyler Murray's only in year 2, and he's playing against the NFC champs week 1 with new additions on my side and a few on his side. So it's an adjustment for everybody. I still think we win. We have the advantage. I don't know, man. I'm not like most of these fans. I'm not worried about DeAndre Hopkins. I'm really not. I'm not worried about anybody. I'm as long as we do what we're supposed to do, I feel like our team is better than everybody we play. I feel like we are the best team in the NFL. What the hell are we worried about?
So to your point, the only team that can beat us is ourselves. If we don't play our game the way we're supposed to play, if we don't play disciplined football, if we don't eliminate mistakes, we'll definitely have this game and this victory on Sunday, right?
Put it like this. We played we won the NFC West last year.
Uh huh.
And in the Super Bowl, we dominated in the playoffs.
Uh huh.
And in the Super Bowl, we were 6 minutes away from winning our sixth Lombardi. You know what that says to me? If we play our best the entire game and another team plays their best, we win. Like
Very good
we
point.
we it's simple, man. Like we never got blown out last year. Okay. Um, when we played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, the last 6 minutes, offense and defense lost that game. It wasn't just us because we didn't run the football. Our defense gave them some big plays too. It ain't like they clamped down like they were the entire game. And the offensive side of the ball was ineffective regardless. Whether we run, pass, we didn't execute. Doesn't matter. So all I'm saying is if we execute consistently from beginning to end, more so than not, we win. Like we have a good chance of winning every football game. So, you know what I mean? The games that we lost came down to like a field goal against the Ravens, last possession, a letdown game against Atlanta after playing 3 tough games. I mean, if that's what it takes for us to lose, I'm fine with that. I feel good about our chances, man. 13-3. I don't know, man. I hope that we don't have Niner fans afraid of one guy, DeAndre Hopkins, bro. Like, and the Cardinals. I don't care how much we struggle with other teams besides them. We struggle with Seattle. You know what I'm saying? I don't see nobody talking about Seattle like that.
Yeah, yeah, correct. And then just on top of that too, Mike. Last year was last year. I don't care how close we played them. I don't care how close they played us. I don't care if the Cardinals were a team that gave us more trouble. Last season is last season. Totally complete different season. Now, the Cardinals did do some things to make their squad better. Okay? But we can't forget they were in 4th place in the West. We were in the 1st place. So for Niner fans to be worried about the Cardinals, now anything can happen on any given Sunday, of course, but the Niners are a better team than the Cardinals. If the Niners play decent, mistake-free football, go in there, handle their business, execute each and every play, don't mess up their assignments, don't give up spacing gaps, and handle their job to the best of their ability, we will have a win. And we will have a win convincingly. I believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that we'll beat them by a double-digit margin come on Sunday.
Like I said, if we play our best game, we had our worst game against the Steelers last year, in my humble opinion. And we still won with 5 turnovers. We still won. Now, granted, the Steelers and the Cardinals, you can say what you want about. Cardinals might be better, whatever. I don't give a damn who you play. If you turn the ball over 5 times, you don't deserve to win.
No.
So, don't matter who it is. The fact that we beat the Steelers and we turn the ball over 5 times says a lot about this football team. If we play our best game, we beat anybody. Anywhere, anytime, I don't give a damn who it is. The Chiefs, the Cardinals, Seattle, we beat anybody. We proved that last year. We went 13-3 and won the NFC West and went to the Super Bowl. So, if the worst we can do is the Super Bowl, what do you think the best we can do?
Yeah. And remember, when they played us last year, they didn't play a healthy D Ford on defense. They played a limited D Ford. They played an unexperienced Nick Bosa. Now they're going to be facing a healthy D Ford and a second year defensive end and Nick Bosa that's seen how Murray moves, seen them play. So, I think a lot of people are not looking at those matchups, that we have 2 very good defensive ends. They're going to eat. They're going to go after Murray, and they're going to make his life miserable. And I don't care if you have DeAndre Hopkins. I don't care who you have. If you can't get the ball to them because you're being, you're being chased all over the place, they're not going to be able to move the ball well. And I really think D Ford being healthy is going to show. He's going to have a really good game. And then you can't forget about Eric Armstead. Eric Armstead is going to be pushing that line as well. So we have a great D-line. Our D-line is way better than their offense. And our offense, don't forget too, our offense gave their defense trouble. They had a hard time covering our receivers last year. And people tend to forget that. The Arizona Cardinals had trouble covering our receivers. One of the things that I do think the Niners need to focus on is containing that run. with their running back. If they can eliminate that run game, it should be a wrap. I don't see the Cardinals beating us week one. The only way the Niners can really lose is if the Niners just miss assignments, miss tackles, totally just lay down and don't play Niner football. But if they come out games, we're going to know in the few minutes of the game what kind of Niners showing up to that field on Sunday. If the Niners that we know that went to the Super Bowl last year shows up, we're going to be winning that game and moving and talking about the Jets the following week with being 1-0. In my humble opinion.
I think some people, man, are listening once again to people that these talking heads, because I'm like, if you watch the Niners every game or majority of the season last year, and you're intertwining this year with what these talking heads are talking about, like, believe me, I don't watch these talking heads. Everyone who watched this show before knows that. And if you're a first-time viewer, I do not watch talking heads. And I define talking heads as these people on these major networks that you give credibility to for some reason. I feel like as a fan that watches the football games, all 16 games in the season, I am more knowledgeable, and most of you guys as well are more knowledgeable than someone who only watches you doing it in Monday night primetime. I mean, facts are facts. So the reality is, man, I don't want to harp too much on it, but I'm not worried about nobody, bro. I don't care who we play. Look, we're going to play Arizona in our division. What are you afraid? What are you worried about? I don't think fans are afraid. I think our fans listen too much to these cronies and they have concerns because they're hearing the hype and potential about Arizona being so much better this year. They're going to be a scary team, blah, blah, blah. Nobody talks about how the hell we're going to be a scary team. What are we going to come in and just have, reset the button and we just had a fluke year? Like, ask Arizona fans how they feel about playing San Francisco week one. I guarantee you, you're going to hear more from them talking about, damn, bro, they got Mostert coming back. They're going to have Jared McKinney coming back. They got some unknown guys. They got better on the O-line. Their defense is ferocious. They got more depth on that D-line. Like, they're talking like that. What is the NFC champ talking about a fourth-place division team? I'm not saying take them for granted. Granted, they might be better this year. They showed some potential towards the end of the season. But I don't give a damn. I really don't. I don't give a damn what potential they have. I don't care who they drafted. We the damn San Francisco 49ers, the NFC champs, damn it. Let that sink in. And we coming for 6. So if anything, when you see this right here, ain't no fear, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? I ain't worried about nothing. I don't give a damn if it's Seattle, Arizona, Chiefs. I ain't worried about nothing. 49er football, we do what we supposed to do. We got it. You see what I'm saying? We had the Chiefs beat. We messed up the last 6 minutes of the game, bro. The last 6 minutes. That was it. We was dominating Kansas City for 3.5 quarters. I mean, we were beating them for 3.5 quarters, pretty much. You know what I mean? So we do our thing, man. Like, we're good. Let's get this W week one, man.
Correct. Let's see here. Nathaniel says, Niner Beto, you list your mind. I'm thinking he's trying to say you lost your mind. If the Hopkins, I don't know what that means by that, you and Hopkins, is going to struggle. If you think Hopkins is going to struggle, is what I'm presuming he's trying to say, not going to happen. He's flourished with trash quarterbacks. I think he's going to struggle, regardless of anybody's opinion. He's a great receiver. He has flourished with other quarterbacks, and he may gain momentum towards the end of the game. But you still need to develop chemistry with a new quarterback and a new system. If he was coming in with the Texans, it's a different story. Or if he already had a couple games in with Kyle Murray, I think that you're right. He will flourish. But in my personal opinion, and nobody's going to change my mind on that, I believe he's going to struggle this game. It might be a whole different situation with him to follow game number 2 with him. But I think this game, he's not going to have that type of a game that people think he's going to have. That's just my thoughts. Let's see here. Pedro says, Jerry went there at old. Okay, I don't know what he means by that. Esparza says, Beto, we don't know what Hopkins did all summer long. For all we know, he might have trained harder. I mean, he's healthy, But Beto, once the game is over, then we'll be able to judge. Again, I'm not. I stand with my point. I think he'll struggle. I don't. I think he's a great receiver. I'm not saying he's not. He's arguably a hell of a receiver, and that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is, I really believe he needs to build chemistry with his quarterback, and he'll struggle. Not only this Sunday, but the first couple of games. But he'll eventually will pick it up, and he'll start running smooth like a good oil machine, and DeAndre Hopkins will be the DeAndre Hopkins that we all know. But I see him struggling. If you guys play fantasy football, I wouldn't start him in my fantasy football league. That's just my opinion. But that's just me. Eric says, real quick, you think, thank you, Nate, plus Fitz has had the best of Niners defense. It's going to be a challenge for our secondary. I think Larry Fitzgerald will challenge us more than DeAndre Hopkins, in my opinion. Martin Rodriguez says, that's right, brother Mike. I agree. So Martin agrees with you on your last statement there, Mike. Let's see here. Sparsa says, being a Niners fan since 1979, I've learned never to take a team for granted. They're all professionals. Nobody's taking, I don't know exactly what that question is, but we're not taking the Arizona Cardinals for granted. But if you look at matchups, if you look at the roster, the Niners have a better roster than the Cardinals. The Niners should beat the Cardinals based on the roster. Now, anything can happen, like I said, in any given Sunday. If the Niners don't play the type of ball they should play, of course Arizona can win. Am I saying Arizona's unbeatable? No. But based on the roster that we have compared to their roster, the Niners should win that game if they play Niner football. What's your thoughts on that, Mike?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure the person that commented, the one you just said, that said
that was a Sparsa.
Since 1979, that they won't take teams for granted. I'm not sure where that comment is coming from because, I mean, to my knowledge, none of us are saying we take anyone for granted. When I say, if it's referred to me, because I did quote, I'm not worried about them and anybody else, I'm not. Like, that's not taken for granted. What they're saying is, if we do what we're supposed to do, why should I worry about another team that we're better than?
Yep.
If we play, put it this way, are we better than the Arizona? I'm gonna ask him this question. If he's still on the show,
he is.
Are we better than the Arizona Cardinals? If he says yes, then that can be reverted back to you. Okay, well, don't take them for granted, right? But that's not taking them for granted. You're just saying that they're better because we are better. So we should win. That's just logical. You know what I mean? It's not taken for granted. It's logical to say if we are a better football team, we should win the game. So I never said we would blow them out and dominate them. I just said we should win. I never gave a prediction on the score. I never made it clear. I mean, I'm not sure where his comment is coming from. Maybe he was just saying that to somebody in the chat. But if it's referred to one of us on this panel, or even to me, I'm just making it clear. I never gave any indication of how we should win or what type of margin we should win by. I just said we should win because we're a better football team. That could be by 3 points. That could be by 14. A win is a win. So I feel like we should win. That's why I'm saying I'm not worried about nobody. We play our football game. You know, we're going to have tough games. Seattle, I know that's going to be a tough game. Other teams going to be – New Orleans is going to be a tough game. So what? I feel like we're still better football teams.
Yeah. I mean, you don't go into a game thinking you may win or thinking you may lose. I think you prepare for a game to win. You prepare to win the game regardless of what the outcome is at the end of the game. But to second what you're saying is, again, I don't think we're saying that we're taking anybody for granted, but based on the roster, based on our defense, how it matches up with our offense, based on their defense matches up with our offense, we should win that game. Now, is it guaranteed? No, of course not. Is it written in stone? Of course not. But Vegas is picking the Niners to win by 7 points, by a touchdown. We're just a better team. Now, Arizona's up and coming. they're definitely becoming better than they were last year, and they're definitely going to be better than the Rams this year, personally. But the Niners still won the NFC East, still represented the NFC East in the Super Bowl, and we still won the West. Until somebody knocks us off that throne, Niners are always going to be better no matter who we play, especially in our division. Now, with that saying, now, I'm not trying to be arrogant and say that we're just going to win because we're the Niners. But if the Niners do what they're supposed to do and they play sound, fundamental football, handle their business, and don't overlook things, every game we play, we should win. Let me see here. Renjoy says, we got smart players, offense on defense, coaching staff especially, a guru in Kyle Shanahan. We do. We have a great play caller. And, real quick, I wanted to ask you, Mike, based on the change of our secondary coach, because our secondary coach, I forgot what his name, now he's the defensive coordinator for the Browns and the guy that we brought in. Do you think we're going to play more man type of formation than zone this year? Or do you think they're going to keep it pretty much the same from last year?
I don't know, man. I mean, it just depends on who we're playing, what we have available, who's healthy. It's kind of hard to say that because, I mean, you can't really say we're going to play man zone. If we have guys that are out, we're going to have to cater to what the strength of our defense is and how our weaknesses. So I just think we're going to do whatever it takes to win. Pretty much getting that pass rush and containing Murray is the biggest thing. We do that, everything else is what it is. I mean, if Hopkins makes some big plays, so what? That's what he does. He's an elite receiver in the league. That's expected. But can we limit those big plays is the question. I mean, we did a pretty good damn job on the Chiefs. And I don't see Arizona on the caliber of the Chiefs as far as receivers as a totality of a team. Arizona has one great elite receiver in Hopkins. I mean, Fitzgerald's up there in his age. I mean, he's productive, cool. But the Chiefs got like 5 receiving threats. And we held them to 10 points pretty much the whole game. So, like I said, man, I'm not when you play the toughest division in football and you play the toughest conference in football and you play the best team from the AFC and you come out 13-4 in totality. And like I said, this is why I said I'm not worried about nothing, bro. If the worst we can do is 13-4. It's not saying that we're not going to have a worse record or whatnot, but I'm confident in our team. I'm confident in what we're building. I was confident in this team when a lot of you guys wanted Khalil Mack. I'm not saying you guys like that's watching the show. I'm talking about you guys as far as Niner fans wanting Khalil Mack, complaining that we didn't get him, complaining that we didn't get Antonio Clown. I was confident in this process that we were building brick by brick. We told people we got Kyle Shanahan. Give it some time. He's drafting really well. He's not overspending on big brand names, and he's going to build a complete football team that's going to have a bigger window. That's where we're at. We're in our window. We're in year 2 of our bigger window. Why get so concerned now? Like, this is the time we taking off. You know what I mean? If we didn't have all this talent, I can understand you've been concerned if we didn't have a Jimmy Garoppolo. I can understand you've been concerned if we didn't have an edge rush. Like last year when we had, the year before last, like when we had Garoppolo. But we got all that now, and we built it up. So, like, we got better too. Like, I don't understand, man. We got better too. People talking about them getting Hopkins in their draft. Shit, we drafted good too. We got Trent Williams. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Jordan Reed. We got Jordan Reed. We got McKinnon coming back healthy.
And McKinnon's coming back. Like, we upgraded too, man. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not with that, bro.
We got Trent Taylor coming back healthy. We definitely upgraded.
Man, all I'm worried about is us executing, bro. Straight up. We execute, we good, bro. We got a chance to win every football game. I know we're not going to go 16-0, but, like, we can have we could have a really good year again. We could even have a better year if we play consistent every single game, every quarter. You know what I mean? We could have a 14-2, or we could be, 12-4. But who cares? I think we'll still be a damn good football team, and I believe we make the playoffs if we stay healthy. And that's all that matters.
Got it. Hold on real quick. Sparsa says, whether we were beating them or not, Florida Mike in the Super Bowl. It don't matter. It's not good enough. Get to the Super Bowl, win it, and we are all good. But we can't reflect on the past. The Niners done moved and past that. I don't know if I read that, if you understood that question. So I know you can't see it.
Well, I mean, I don't know why. I mean, his comment originally was "Don't take teams for granted." Now he's talking about the Super Bowl, so I'm not sure where he's going with that. But I'm just gonna let him. If that's whatever I don't know where he's going, so it's kind of hard to respond to that because it's like the first comment he made was about, and I assumed it was to me because I said I ain't worried about nothing. He took that as me taking it for granted, and after I clarified that, now his rebuttal is about the Super Bowl was last year. I don't know how that went from "Don't take teams for granted" to the Super Bowl. So you know, I guess I'm gonna respect people's comments and their views. I'm not really sure where he's going. He would have to elaborate a little bit more as to how he went from "Don't take teams for granted" to the Super Bowl. I'm not really sure what avenue he's taking.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, but it's cool.
Eric Davis says we have more depth than we do, so making key stops and quick threes and outs is key. Tire their defense out with quick scores. Let's see here. Felix says bottom line is our secondary needs to contain and shut down Hopkins because he is a great receiver. Yes, we are better, but whoever comes out to play better ball, we'll win. Eric Davis says we just need to contain Murray. Is young, so getting him rattled will affect that passing game. What's up, Brent Berkland? How you doing, sir? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you guys. Let's see here. A win is a win for sure. Teams will have us on their radar because we are a good team and defending NFC champs. Well, we're not going to surprise nobody, that's for sure. Teams are going to definitely be aware about us, but it's okay. We're not a fluke. We're not a 1-year wonder. We're gonna contain and continue to do what we did last year, and we're gonna build off of it. So I'm confident that we will be fine. Nate says you play to win the game, not tie. Mike Jack. Oh, okay. He's talking about tie games, Mike. Your boy Nate. I wish you can read his comments. Awesome show tonight. Positive energy on the Florida Mike and Niner Beta. We are the team to beat this year. Yes, sir, Martin Rodriguez. We appreciate you, brother. Positive. Always keep everything we do is is to keep things positive, man. We may have disagreements with one another. We may not always agree on everything that we speak tonight, but at the end of the day, we all want the same, right, Mike? We want a victory, and we want our team to do great and make it to the dance. At the end of the day, that's what we're looking forward to do, man. So how they get there doesn't matter.
This real quick. I'm gonna say this because I can sense that if we have a few fans on this podcast and other Niner fans and other platforms that I've been seeing, if we were to drop a game to the Cardinals, so what? We too moving on. And the reason I say that is anything can happen. Granted, I feel like we're not going to lose, but guess what? We drop one game, so what? That might be the one game that we drop earlier rather than later. We dropped a game to Atlanta, just happened to be later and not the open. So it happens. I'm not anticipating that, but if we do, trust me, you will not see any panic from me. You will not see me worried. I move on week 2 and be like, all right, one game, 0-1. What's next? Who we got next? We know what we need to do. We came out a little flat, whatever. I don't anticipate that, though. I really don't. But if it happens, you won't see me on here being emotional and concerned and worried. Man, I ain't worried about. Like I said, I'm not worried about nothing. The goal is to win the NFC West. That is our goal. So we got 16 weeks to show that. 0-1, 1-0. I won't be too excited if we win, and I will not be low if we lose. I'm just going to be consistent until the end of the season, and then we make that playoffs, hopefully we win the NFC West. Then I'll be like, all right, cool, season in the books, I'll celebrate. Now moving on to the next phase, playoffs. You can do everything you want in the season. You lose one game in the playoffs, everything done in vain. So this is why I don't get too emotional over a loss or over a win. I let it pan out, but I hope we win more so than not.
Yeah, no, I agree about we losing the game in here and there. But I don't want. I definitely don't. I mean, we have no control if we lose the game week 1. But if I lose a game, I definitely want to lose a game to a non-division opponent. But I hear what you're saying, Mike. I just don't want to lose it to a division opponent because one of the way to start your way to the playoffs is definitely winning your division. So if we're going to lose, and most likely we will, hopefully we lose to a non-divisional opponent. I would love to beat. I don't see it happening, but I would love to beat all our division twice. That would be a Cinderella season for me. Beat the Rams twice, beat the Cardinals twice, and beat the Seahawks twice. That'll be a cherry on the top for me. But I hear what you're saying. Just because we lose week 1, if we lose, nobody needs to throw in the towel. Nobody needs to panic. Nobody needs to go running away. Okay, we lost the season. The season's over. We're not going. No, that's not. You don't base that off of one game. Absolutely, we don't want to lose it because for first and foremost, it's a divisional game. But don't throw in the towel. Look at if anything, look at the Lakers playoff game. First game they lost in the first division of playoffs, and they won the rest. They lost the first game to the Rockets, and they won 3 straight. And they're going to close it up on Saturday. So you can't go a lot by the first game losing, man. I know football and basketball are 2 different things, but I just wanted to point that out. So very good point, Mike. If they lose, nobody needs to panic. Just learn from our mistakes and move forward. But again, we don't anticipate losing that game. We shouldn't lose that game. And so we don't even have to worry about that. We are coming close to, actually, we are at the 1 hour mark, Mike. So is there anything you want to say as before we close this out?
Hey, big shout out to the fans. Thank you guys for rocking with us. All the people that's on the East Coast like myself, appreciate you staying up. I got to get up super early in like 6 more hours. But I'm doing this for the fans because I love this team. I love you guys. So I appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. And hopefully you guys tune in Monday after we want to know.
Yep. It's going to be definitely going to be fun, Mike. It's always a pleasure having you on here on the show, man. Eric, I wish you were able to come on with us, but you will. Don't worry. And then Mr. Boston Hater himself, he is handling his business at his work, but he's always in the comments doing his thing, man. We appreciate Eric. We appreciate Boston Hater, my boy Florida Mike, and all of you guys, all the viewers. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching tonight's show. Again, we try to keep it within that 1 hour window. We will definitely be having the show on Monday, talk about the win on Sunday. So stay tuned to that. That will be on Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, real quick, just remind you guys to please share this video. Share the video, put it on your timeline, put it on Niner groups, go to YouTube, follow us on YouTube, like our channel, subscribe to our channel, and hit the like button. And we would appreciate each and every one of you. Well, Mike, it was fun. Definitely, we talked about a lot. Looking forward to Monday. Have a wonderful weekend and enjoy the game on Sunday, brother.
All right, man. Bang, bang on the game. Over and out.
We are out.